Yes. किसी डाउट नहीं ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କହିଥିଲି ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ ସବୁ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର ହବ ବୋଲି advertisement designing an advertisement for a particular post which is published by a particular company. Okay, kiye karicho? Anyone has done this? Anyone has prepared this? Anyone has prepared this? किए प्रिपेयर करिछो ना नहीं?
No.
No. अच्छा ठीक है देखि देथिले भलो होई थांता इनफैक्ट हमें कोन कर परिबा ना तादरु जानि परिबा बिकॉज़ यू मे गेट ए क्वेश्चन either in assignment form or in university examination. See these things are not new for you. With the application of your common sense you can answer these questions, but still if you are preparing yourself at least once, then you will not give break to your hand while writing the answer in the examination. So you will not look here and there. You will constantly go on writing because 3 hours and 3 3 6 2 8 8 questions. Question पढ़ी के उठला बेल को समय सरी जाइथिबो बुझि पाले टिके जदि प्रिपेयर कर देबे जदि थरटे चिंता कर देबे at least give a thought to that. Okay, now what we have discussed in the last class, we discussed I will start from the beginning. I will just give 2 minutes to that. We discussed the definition of human resource management, where we have identified the basic functions of HR department. The functions can be identified as we can write the functions in different way. One way of writing the function is we can say primary function, and another is your administrative function. In that way also we can write it. Post curve you have discussed: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, regulating, budgeting. These are also the functions of HR department. Post curve.
Sir, network is very slow, sir.
Yes.
Network is very slow, so the visibility is very. The screen is coming very epic actually.
Yes, sir. This screen is not clear.
The screen is not clear.
Screen is very blurred actually now.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir, it is looking blurred.
Is it okay? Please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
I'm visible.
Yes, sir. Now it is clear.
Now it's clear. Still it is having some blurredness, sir.
It is better.
No, but okay. Okay. So see what we have discussed. You must have discussed this: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, regulating, and budgeting. This is the function of a manager, irrespective of the functional area. That means if a person is working in marketing department, then that also includes his function. If a person is working in HR department or in finance department or in production department, the functions will remain the same. These are the general functions, right? These are the general. Please mute yourself, Arnav. Please mute yourself. Now these are the general.
Yes, I already muted, sir.
No, please. It's okay. Now some administrative functions which are related to the job, so that will differentiate or that the answer will come from functional wise. If someone is working in HR, then his function will be different from the marketing person. Marketing person function will differ from HR from finance. So these are general functions. Then the administrative function we have discussed, that is R2R, recruitment, retirement, training, orientation, induction, performance appraisal. Okay, so that we have discussed. We also defined the process of human resource management in this form. Very easy to remember. A, we need to attract, we need to observe, we need to accumulate, we need to observe, we need to motivate, we need to maintain, we need to monitor, we need to retain the people by giving training and development. Then we need to retrench or retire or re-engage. So these are the basic process of human. In that way, we basically move. Then we also discussed the role of HR manager in the 21st century and what are the challenges generally faced by the HR department, HR manager in Indian context. From Indian context, what are the challenges which we usually face? We defined one is that competition is the biggest challenge. There are many. I have just identified 5 or 6 so that you can easily remember. One is competition. Next is one is HR challenges. The people, those who are working in the company, they also put constant challenge. See, I'm managing this or I'm managing this course. That means I face different kind of challenges. Competition is there. What kind of competition I face? Let's say if another distance education will start operating here at Bhubaneswar, then competition will be there. Then we need to think of that so that our student enrollment should increase or better than that institute. So I need to take different kind of steps. So this is also a challenge. Then the students, the employees, those who are reporting me, they also constantly putting challenge in front of me. I need to satisfy them. I need to motivate them. I need to assign tasks. I need to engage them. Again, I need to retain them. Right? Now, physical retention and mental retention, both are required. Now, that is another challenge. Next is we need to think of like automation or globalization, or we can say how to go beyond the limit. That is all about your globalization. And finally, we need to strengthen our economic condition so that we can face any sorts of invisible challenge, so that we can work in any type of condition. Jete phani asu ba super cyclone ho, our production, our system will never stop. We are always ready to face such unforeseen challenges. So we need to prepare the people. Then when we think of to prepare the people, at that point of time, we have discussed another concept is your HRP, human resource planning. We need to plan, we need to implement such planning on the human resources so that they'll be ready to face any kind of challenges. So what it includes? It again includes recruitment, selection, orientation, induction, training. Okay, so these are the basic parameters. And what will happen? What are the objectives of HRP? That we have also discussed. The basic objective is that to know the quantity and quality, both quantitative aspect, quantitative assessment and qualitative assessment, both the things are done. We do research. When we do research, I mean, go check quantitative research and qualitative research. So both the things are done in the research. Similarly, here also we need to find out the quantity of people required. Quantity can be quantum, it can be identified, but quality, it is a very difficult term. Jemti mu kahili, define good, define bad, define beautiful. So these are the terminology which is very difficult to define. Similarly, quality ta ko hame define kariba ye kara jaye, so that we fix a benchmark. Are you getting my point? We need to fix a benchmark. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of benchmark?
Benchmark is at least one optimum level beyond which the quality or quantity cannot be accepted.
Okay. What is that?
Standard of
The term, just use the term. Fixing a standard.
The term standard.
Fixing a standard. All of you must have seen the recent Olympics. Olympics re kon GNIC jayki entry kari paribo? Can anyone participate? No, but benchmark fix hela. Above that score, jo mane score karichanti, they can only participate in the Olympic game. Keteta particular event ko benchmark karagala. Benchmark is setting up the standard. So if you are above that, then you are coming under a category. Now, can you tell me, Coco company with a benchmark? Basically, benchmark is done between two similar type of company. Suppose I am talking about Coca-Cola and Pepsi. The benchmarking is done between these two companies. Benchmarking cannot be done between Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola is a small local farm. It is not at all possible. It is not recommendable. So benchmarking is always done between two similar type of company. Right? Now, what to be benchmarked? In which way you need to fix the standard Coco area? One is company policy, wages, salary, advertisement, discount. In all the respect, we need to fix up the benchmark. Mane rakhotu, aji jodi Pepsi gote 2.5 liter bottle, 2.5 liter bottle is started selling, the next day you will see same kind of content with Coca-Cola. If for Coca-Cola, if Sachin Tendulkar will advise, for Pepsi you will see a similar kind of personality. So that is how the benchmarking is done. Now that to be benchmarked so that we can identify the qualitative aspect of the company. Quantity we can fix, but quality it is very difficult to fix. It all depends on your policies. It all depends on your vision, mission, and your objective, so that you can set this standard. Company standards are set on the basis of your past record, on the basis of the past performances. See, बहुत जिनस अभी discussion करिवार अछि. आमे जदि discussion करिवा, it is a never-ending process. I'm sorry, what I'm trying to do, I'm telling very few on that. आमे जदि बसंते face to face class mode रे, आमे बहुत किछि अपने discussion करी कि argument होता, आपण कोनते मु कोनते. But see, we have very limited number of days to complete the syllabus, so that what I'm trying to do, I'm only trying the gist. I'm trying to tell the key points, so that you can at least have some idea on that. Next, we discussed what HRP is, then we discussed process of HRP, then we have not discussed the types of HRP. Leave that. If you have time, then you can also discuss. Then we discussed what is recruitment, what are the different sources of recruitment, and how the process of recruitment is being adapted. The objective of recruitment is also we have discussed. We have identified the sources, the internal sources and external sources. Then we have again segregated those two, and we have identified some basic internal and external. So those basic internal and external sources all depends on the company policies or company vision or the nature of the appointment. On that way only we decide, or the position or the level or the term or the time or the work. On that basis, we basically identify the source. Emti nahi ki sabu bele ame sei particular source taku jiba. It is never like that. So from position wise, from level wise, from term wise, from we can say nature of the work wise also we fix up the source. Right? It all depends on the company's standing order. Standing order. What do you mean by standing order? I will not tell. You read and you answer me. I will not tell you much of that. Now, recruitment is there. We have discussed. Today I will discuss what selection is. Just write one or two keywords. The meaning of selection. Advertisement. Can anyone tell me what are the different components of the advertisement? See, I mean recruitment advertisement or selection interview. यहाँ पर ज़्यादा question है. बुझी पल्ले नहीं? Recruitment रू advertisement रे question है. Selection रे interview ऊपर question है. Advertisement. Can anyone tell me the different components of advertisement? What must be there in an advertisement? Yes.
The product
Yes.
itself.
Product. Okay.
The product itself which we are trying to advertise first of all, and
Okay.
there should be what are the needs of the market accordingly.
Okay.
So the post for which recruitment is being done.
What a company
Sir,
recruitment advertisement, we are publishing an advertisement.
At first we have to give a brief introduction about the organization.
Very good.
Then our requirement.
About the company. we need to sell the company. See, many companies we have seen, they basically sell the company with their advertisement. They sell the logo, they sell the tagline. Okay, so they sell their company with those placement advertisements. Because say company so that eagerness kind of thing will happen, or it will inculcate in the minds of the aspirant candidates to apply for the post. Right now, first we need to write a small 1 or 2 line where we need to give the logo or tagline. So those are the things have to be there. Next, what is to be given? Please write it. If I am leaving any point, then you tell. Next is, okay, we need to give the job title. Okay, job title, job description and job code. Description and job code. So, next year. And we can also write about the project in which the people will be placed, or the personnel will be engaged, or the employee or the new employees will be engaged about the project. We can also write it here. Then next we need to give about the job title, job description, job title, job code also we can also give. Then next, what else is to be given? We need to give the requirements. What are the key parameters are required? Mu sedina kahili gote jinsa pacharithili, at what point of time selection starts? Kettebale selection ta start ho? Can anyone tell me at what point of time the selection starts?
After we meet the requirement peoples.
Okay, once you will meet. Okay, anyone else? Thank you. Very good. Anyone else can tell me, answer the question?
After scrutinizing all the received resumes, the applications.
Okay, very good. Next, any other answer? I would answer chhadi jauchi.
After shortlist
recruitment start with. Yes.
after advertisement.
After advertisement. Okay. Now see, my point of discussing such is that, see, that selection process, who does the selection? Who are the people, those who are basically start the selection process?
HRM.
The company people or the consultant, isn't it?
Yes.
Do we agree
Yes,
to
sir.
that?
Yes.
केपे भाबिचंती आमे सबुबेले किंतु आउ गोटे जगह सिलेक्शन स्टार्ट हुई. The selection process basically starts from one another point, but we never identified it as a step of selection. The advertisement which we publish in the newspaper, that is also one criteria of selection. But in that, no recruiter, no consultant, no person from the company selects the candidate or rejects the candidate. It is the recruitees or the person concerned, they themselves select for the post. Bujhuchanti na nahi what I am trying to tell? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kemiti hela eta? Mu kahideli boli yes sir hejibo, but there must be some logic behind that. Kaunasi bahire mu aji ki kahuchi jette bahi dekhichi kaunasi bahire these points are not given. Only from my own experience I am telling and how this happens. And in fact, these points I have described in one of my international one of my article which was published in an international journal where I have given such points, and it was widely acceptable by many people. Now, what are those steps? See, in this step, the recruitees, they themselves select for the post. That means in this we will give the requirement. Requirement are of 3 types. Tinita prakara requirement usually we give. One is your demographic, one is your academic qualifications, and another is your organization. Demographic corner, these all about your gender, age. Okay, these all about your gender, age, your caste, religion, many more things are there. Bujhi parle na nahi?
The last point, what you're reading, sir? Last point.
Organizational.
Yeah, this one.
The first
What's
is
wrong?
demographic aspects. Demographic means
Okay.
your age is a parameter, your gender is a parameter, whether the advertisement is only for male or female, or your health condition, your height, your eyesight. Your demographic includes all about your physical condition or personal parameters. Now, next is your academic. What you have passed, your academic qualification. तापरे मध्य हमें criteria देता हूँ. से पिला male हेतिबे बा खाली female हेतिबे. This post is only meant for the female candidate. Demographic रहिला. सीए married हेतिबे बा unmarried हेतिबे. सीए age एतिकी हेतिबो. एतिकी बयस भितर हेतिबो. Not above 40. Okay, so we fix the criteria, demographic criteria. Then academically कौन कहूचे? नहीं से पिला +3 पास करथियो बा MBA करिथिबो. बुझि पाले? Next, organizational. ता पकरे एतिकी वर्षर experience. He or she must have the experience of 2 or 5 or 10 years in this particular type of company. A type of company, A type of कार्य तार experience थिबो. बुझि पाले?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now these are the basic parameters. Once it is done, then what we do, we basically go with deadlines. को डेट रे फॉर्म ओपनिंग होबो, को डेट रे एप्लीकेशन परिबा स्टार्ट होबो, को डेट लास्ट डेट, एक्सटेंशन डेट केते मने पडुची जिंस उडा को सबु. So these are all about your deadlines. Deadline रहिबो. आउ किछि मु छाडुची कि एटी गोटे कंडीशन रहिबो.
Sir, salary range.
Location.
Job title, job एटी रहिला. Salary आ भितर.
Location.
Job
Location.
About the job detail रहिला.
Mode of requirement like walk-in or
Sir, location. Geographical location.
Job
no, sir.
okay.
Mode of exam.
Selection हबो. Okay. आउ किछि रहिला कि
वाह करेला.
Sir, role.
रहिला भितर. Job description, job title, about the job detail रहिला. Mode of selection रहिला.
Sir, geographical location.
हां कोठी पोस्टिंग हबो एटी रहिला परा जॉब रे.
Work experience.
ए रहिला ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल.
Sir, notice period.
Amount.
ए रहिला डेडलाइन.
Sir, amount of seat
Sir,
available.
ए रहिला मोड ऑफ सिलेक्शन आ भितर अबाउट द जॉब, सैलरी पैकेज सब पळे आसला, जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन रे पळे आसला सब कोन कोन रिक्वायरमेंट अछि से जॉब पई बा से जॉब रे कोन ये रे पैरामीटर रहउची.
Medical
Sir,
benefits.
mode of working like hybrid mode or regular mode.
ए जॉब रे पळे आसी सब एठी आसी. बर्तन गोटे पॉइंट एठी छाडिलु कि फीस किछि पैसा दबाउ पड़िबो. You know why we fix up this, why we set this. This point basically will start the step of selection from the recruitees side. Here the recruiters are not selecting, rather the recruitees are they themselves select for the post. एठी कोन होची लेखा गला कि सपोज एटा नाही, सपोज this is not there. then कोन होबो तमे ए जो पिला माने बसिछ पुरुष पिला माने this post is for only female candidate. Just a moment, let me allow to speak, then we will discuss. This post is for the female candidate. What will happen? The male will also apply. Let us apply. कोन जाउची मोर किछि कोन हातरु खर्च होई जाउची ऑनलाइन ले तो सबमिट कर देबी. So कोन में junk file will come. You will get n number of junk files. लोको ट्रायल ले पकई चलीबे, ट्रायल ले सबमिट कर देबे. For that reason only we fix up the fee structure. So interview fees you need to pay. Then what will happen? People will register, they will compare with their
Only serious candidate will apply.
only serious, and the condition will be written it here. What is that? The applicants, those who doesn't fulfill the above criteria, criteria and again submitting the application, their candidature will be rejected without any notice. बुझी पारला ना नहीं तादरे कोन हो भाई 1000 टंका कौन से पिला अप्लाई करिवे ना जेतिक लोक सीरियस थिबे they will only apply for that. So in that condition the recruitees or the person or the candidate they select from their side for the post. Now descriptions of the advertisement also gives a clue to selection. बुझी पारले पिला माने?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Now this is what is the structure of the advertisement. What we need to give? We need to give about the organization, about the project, about the job, about the requirements. Requirements are broadly divided into 3 parts. We can say is your demographic or personal, and then next is your academic qualifications. Next is your organizational qualification, your experience, all those things. Next, your achievements also, because here I will discuss the test. What are the tests have to be done in selection process? Then next is your salary package and your mode of entrance. All the salary is written here. Your mode of selection, kemiti hobo. And next is your conditions. We write conditions. Fee structure, then conditions. Your jiba asiba kharcha will be done by yourself. No reimbursement is there. One condition. Second condition, if you are not fulfilling the above criteria, then your candidature will be rejected without any further notice. Okay, any court case is there, it will be done in this particular jo area is organization city, not that company say Bombay ki apply karo Bombay court ku tanibo. Buchi parla? So these are the criteria, conditions are to be written in here. Not the समस्त court case करी के मुंह कौन कली से जे company advertisement करिवो से बुलू थु बचारिया जोड़ all India case ला जत्ते court. So you need to accept those conditions, then you need to submit the form. बुझी पारलो पिला माने वो बहुत point छाड़ुची, but these are the generic terms which are used in advertisement. Shall I erase now? Okay. Now next is what is selection? Just write it 1 or 2 definitions on selection. Now selection is a process of, just write it. Selection is a process of choosing. It is a process of choosing a right type of candidate. Right? It is a process of choosing the right type of candidate for the post where the vacancies are created. Selection is another definition. It is a process of.
Sir, once again repeat it.
Selection is a process of choosing right kind of candidate for the post for which the advertisement was made. Okay. Selection, another definition, is a process where the candidates available qualities is a process where the candidates available qualities are compared with the desired qualities. Available qualities with the candidate, and it is being compared with the desired qualities, and when the gap is less and we pick the person where the gap is less or minimum. So that means suppose individual candidate, this is what is desired, our requirement is there, this is what is your available, if here the gap is this. And another case, this is desired and this is what we can say required. Now the gap is high. This is what is the gap. Now in selection, we usually analyze the gap. what is the gap between the desired and the available. Now we pick the candidate where the gap is the minimum or least, or the gap like the both are same. If both are matching, then in that case we pick that candidate. That is also another definition. Right. Now selection, what question you may get? Define selection, discuss the different method of selecting the candidates in a company. What is the process of selection? You may also get a question. Write down the difference between recruitment and selection. And what kind of methodology generally adopted in selection process? What are the criteria we basically judge in the method of selecting the candidate? Now, what is the difference between recruitment and selection? Basically, broadly we can say, recruitment is the first step of HRP. Human resource planning of first step is recruitment, whereas selection is the next to recruitment. Right? What is that? Recruitment is the first step of HRP, or we can say process of finding the best person. But selection is the next to recruitment. That is another first. The next is recruitment is positive. It is positive, whereas selection is negative. But the approach is negative, but the ultimatum is positive. Why? The approach is negative. We started with the intention of disqualifying the candidate, but that is what is the approach. But the end result is positive. How positive? Because we are trying to pick the best amongst the lot.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can we say that selection is also positive and negative in both ways? Because we don't know the result.
It starts with positive. Selection, recruitment approach starts with positive, and selection approach starts with negative. You are going to conduct an interview, so in that your intention is to select, and how will select? Without rejecting. So reject karo. Because in screening before interview we have rejected the candidate. The approach is negative, but the ultimatum we select the best. That means positive employees we select. That means the starting of recruitment is positive. Anyone is applying. Sir, jo post baharu dekhiba kon hochi na ebe SO post baharila government re ba gote category class 3 post baharila tadre BTech pila apply kare. Can you imagine? So all are applying. Are kone bi dekha chalo heigala government re chakri te pai jiba. And you cannot imagine, I have seen some students, those who have completed their PhD, and earlier they have qualified NET and they have completed their PhD, they are applying for lower post in the academic unit. Okay, so because it is positive, anyone is applying. Your candidature may be accepted, may be rejected, but this is what is done in this condition. Now it is positive, whereas this selection, your recruitment is, your selection is negative. Next is recruitment. Write the point. Okay. Now recruitment is a process. Just write it. It is a process of searching the pool of candidates. It is searching the pool of candidates. What is that? What is recruitment? It is a process of searching the pool of candidates. The pool of the search. But selection is the process of searching the best candidate from the pool. Here we are searching the best pool in case of recruitment, but in case of selection, we are searching the best from that pool. Bujila, from best, it is best from that pool. Then another is recruitment is very simple. As compared to recruitment, selection is analytical and complex.
Sir, how
Are you
to
getting
point
it?
again?
Uttam,
Sir, third point ଟିକେ ଆଉ ଥରେ
କଣ କହିଲ?
second last point ଟା ଆଉ ଥରେ ଟିକେ କହିଦିଅ।
Second last, এটা pool of candidate. Recruitment is a process of searching the pool of candidate, best pool of candidate. गोटे पुल करिबा केते लोक सुनो हमें केते एडवर्टाइजमेंट करिके एतिक लोक एप्लीकेशन सबमिट करले, दैट मींस वी हैव क्रिएटेड ए गुड पुल, बट सिलेक्शन इज व्हाट सर्चिंग द बेस्ट फ्रॉम दैट पुल, हु इज द बेस्ट one. Then next is your recruitment is very simple, it is easy, खाली एडवर्टाइजमेंट कर देले बा हमें पळै गले सो बा इंटरव्यू हमें कोन कोन सिलेक्ट कर देले, इट इज इजी. But selection is complex and analytical. You need to judge the people's factor. So you need to judge the people factor. Now, what are the people factors are there? What kind of tests are being conducted to know which candidate is the best, or who are the best, or who are the least or next best? Any difference between recruitment and selection? I hope if you are getting a question of 5 marks, then you need to write the definition. Jodi 5 mark ro question asila aku khali describe kar debeni, define recruitment, define selection, then give those differences, so that you will get kete mark paibo.
Jamaru.
Now next is to why this selection is analytical and complex, because we need to judge the different criteria. Now, what are the different criteria? We need to understand the intelligence. This is all about your intelligence test. Okay, we need to understand the intelligence test. Now, what the intelligence test includes actually, it is all about your mental ability. Okay, it is all about your mental ability. Okay, it also includes your memory, vocabulary, your communication, many are there. So we need to, how you are answering the questions, judgmental aspect we also judge from there. How critically you are able to answer the questions. What a ADC achieve, now it is a old concept. Earlier it was very mothe mu laguchi aguru ADC boli keli jani nathile. Now it is well known. Assessment Development Center. Those assessment ADC was initially initiated in the Second World War. So where multiple assessors assess the assessees. Now, as ADC is all about a process by which we can judge all those. Okay, our intelligence test there we know, we can know your mental ability, your memory, your verbal fluency or numerical ability. Okay, all those things, your perception, level of understanding, all those things basically identified. Intelligence test, behavioral test, many more things are there. Intelligence test collect. Next, aptitude test. It all about your certain basic skills basically judged. Certain basic skills are judged in case of aptitude test. Okay, skills or potential we can say, or we can say some mechanical aspect of the individual or mathematical aspect of the individual basically we judge. That is all about your aptitude test. Personality test, it relates to the test of traits. Test of traits. What is the test of traits? Personality. Can anyone define personality? Yes. अरे क्विकली को टाइम कहीं वेस्ट कर छ यदि न परछ नाइ सर जानि पिला अछन ना
overall attribute of a person.
Overall attribute of that person. Now, what is that personality? You have already covered, I hope, in the class. Personality cover already, padha already.
Characteristics and behavior of a person.
Characteristics or traits of an individual. Now, what is that personality? The term personality comes from the Latin word.
Persona.
Persona. The persona term is identified as the mask worn by the theatrical players in the ancient Greek dramas. What is the meaning of persona? Persona is that, see, how I look. This is not about my personality. Suppose what will happen, I will wear a mask. I will put a plastic smile in my face. So that is all about your personality. I am wearing a mask. So I look like a demon or a dragon after wearing that mask. So my personality changed. So personality is all about the traits or characteristics of an individual. You need to differentiate between personality and attitude. It may get a question in OB. Now persona. So now personality tests are done. It is not all about how you wear the dress, how you comb your hair, or your facial your appearance, or how beautiful you are, or how good looking you are. These are never identified as personality. What is that personality is actually how you adjust yourself in different conditions. तुमको मो भारी जोर गाड़ी दोछि. ओके, गाड़ी देला कोन करछे? तमे कोन करछे? निजको कूल रखिया को चाहि के हसुछ. But cool रहो. You are keeping silent. Now that means your personality is like this. Okay, so there are 19,745 traits were identified. Okay, 19,745 traits. Then it was reduced to 70. Then it was reduced to 16 personality traits. So that is all about your personality. You need to judge. Okay, whether someone is lovable, affectionate, caring. We can say how outgoing he or she is, how projecting, how communicative. See, we need to judge that person's personality. Then interest test. Your level of interest in different activities, we also always analyze. That boy is very interested. He is very interesting and he is very much interested in the project. Why he is interested? Because he has already worked in that. Next is your achievement test. We need to understand the achievement. Now, in fact, there are many are being judged, but these are the basics which we judge in case of selection. What are the different parameters which are to be judged by the individual? Intelligence
Can you
test.
say projective test?
Yes.
What is projective test?
Projective test. How projective you are, like how we can say futuristic you are. Are you getting my point? Now, you see, some people can speak about the future in advance. That means they basically have the knowledge and they basically speak about the future based on the past experience and present conditions. I'm going to say budget. Apna budget theory kruchanti. Ki matlab pachartile? Are you preparing the budget?
Yes, sir.
In your company? You
Yes,
are preparing budget. Now see, in certain case, the budgets are accurate. पूरा जहाँ करते सी अनुसार हम खर्च करके देखिए दिली. केते budget टा कोन हुए over हो जाए, under हो पारे, manipulate हो जाए. So that means you do not have the projecting capability. What is budgeting? Budgeting is an estimation of future expenditure in an advance. We are estimating. That means how we will estimate, because you should have that kind of capability, that kind of potential, that kind of knowledge, that kind of interest, that kind of skill component must be there so that you can project the future in an advance. But in some manner, budgeting there must be 3 conditions should be applied in budgeting. One condition is living in present. वर्तमान में रुह कौन तुम पाखे केते पैसा अछि देख. लिव इन प्रेजेंट, बिल्ड फॉर फ्यूचर, भविष्य पे एस्टिमेट करो. रिमेंबर द पास्ट. लिविंग, बिल्डिंग एंड रिमेंबरिंग. Do not apply what you have estimated in the last year. If you will go on with that, then you will never grow. Budgeting is an approach which will give the future growth of a company. If you are not doing experiment in that, then you will never. Same type of budget somewhere. So that you will expand your operation. So budgeting is all about your projecting test, projective, how projective you are. Okay, projective you are. Okay. Buji parlo pila mane? Shall I move to the next point? Now next is last 10 minutes left. I'll discuss the process of selection. I have process of selection. One is that the first is that we need to reception of biodata. That means ame kon kariba, receive kariba. We will receive, we will welcome the resume, we will welcome the biodata, whether it is in offline or online, whatever it may be, we will receive it. Then next one reception is there, then we will start scrutinizing or screening. Now basically ame kon koruchu, in job design we have identified the basic qualities, but on online it is very easy. Okay, online it is very easy because these respective scales are there. You need to fill up, and automatically the computer or the software will read who are qualifying, who are disqualified, who are qualified and who are disqualified. That is done easily in software. So screening earlier it was done in manual way. Now it is being computerized. So it is very easy. So screening, or we can say shortlisting. Okay, comparing. What we are comparing? We are comparing with the required qualities with the acquired qualities. Required quality, acquired quality. So this RA factor is basically compared.
First one.
Reception. You need to receive. You are asking a question. I basically try to receive it. Then I am trying to analyze. So in every case, you need to collect the information. You need to collect the biodata. You need to welcome them to apply. So this is what is first step, reception. Then once it is done, then you need to go with scrutinizing or screening or shortlisting. 3S: scrutinize, screening, and shortlisting. Okay, once it is done, then the types of selection process is generally adopted. Now that types are based on the company policy again. Kiye kohibo ki mu government re koile ame written test. Nowadays they are slowly moving to online test. Basically the first type after screening starts with your test. Test may be done in online or offline. Online nahi pare, offline nahi pare. And the questions which are asked, that may be open-ended or closed-ended. Now, what is that open-ended? In many examination, government examination, we have seen open-ended. Suppose you need to write a para on this, a passage on that, an essay on that. So these are all your views you need to give. These are all your open-ended, where the answers are not specific. Close-ended, the answers are fixed. The answers are fixed, where you need to give. You need to select out of 5 options, out of 4 options. So this is all about your close-ended. Now, the test may be conducted online or offline, open-ended or close-ended. Online may be open-ended, online may be close-ended, offline may be Next is, after this test, we need to go with another is your group discussion. Group discussion. It depends. Many cases it is done. Nowadays we are not conducting group discussion because here only we shortlist the candidate. Now, in which case we go for the written test? We basically go for the written test when the pool is very high, very big. Both bada and a candidate to shortlist or the people are from different places, geographically located in different places, different parts of the country. In that case, we basically go with that. written test karu. When the pool is high or the recruitees are being located in different parts of the country, in that case we go for test. Then group discussion we do. Then we go for personal interview. Now these are the criteria. The different criteria what I have written here are basically tried to analyze in this process. These are the steps. So what is that? Reception, then circulating, scrutinizing, and screening of applications. Then we conduct the test, those who are being shortlisted, then group discussion, then personal interview. Now personal interview we conduct, it is one-to-one where we can know better about the employees. Here also we can go for presentation. In many cases we have seen we complete the assignment with conducting and presentation. Okay, in between here also we need to check the references and recommendations. We need to check the references. Taku bhullibe ni kebe. Refer kahaku karche taku gote call kari pachariba. Suppose for example in our university we have advertised to supply. We have given advertised to supply a particular product. Now who are the company? Those who will apply for that we have mentioned. And also in the condition we have given that give references at least three organizations where you have supplied in last 4 to 5 years. So they must have given. Then what we do usually, we basically go to that particular place and we see how they are doing that, or we basically try to get the information whether that party is doing it, the what after sales service takes a nahi. So these are helpful in that way. We also get sir apan ko naata deichi sir gote jodi kichi call asla ti receive kari ki mo na ti bhalo se kohibe. Sir, if you are getting any call from that company, then please speak some good about me. So that is all about your references or recommendations. Is there anyone who had recommended the biodata? So we need to check that. Now, what is that personal interview? Then presentations are also conducted. In that, we need to refer these references and recommendations. That can be applied anywhere in this in between. Once the presentation is there, in between you also conduct medical test. Why we are not doing it here? Because it is a costly affair. Medical test, also physical test, here also we do. I left that word, sorry. Group discussion and physical test. Side by side physical test also done. Medical test, something more internally we are trying to analyze. His eyesight, his health, his past record, what issues. So those are the things we basically conduct. Okay, what are those? Presentation, medical test, physical test, group discussion, test. These are the things, screening, and next is your, and the last is your HR round or selection decision. HR round is done or selection. That is all about your bargaining. We need to bargain with the people. Basically, that is not done in company in government sector, but it is obvious in private sector. At the end, we bargain. We will hold your suppose I have not yet got my offer letter. So at the end, we go for bargaining or HR discussions are done. Buji parle pilamane? Any doubt?
Yes. Sir, can you explain the last point once again?
HR round, here we basically interact with the person concerned to know about his or her expectations. That can also be done here in the interview, but here we do it in specific manner. Okay, so how much you want? So these are the kind of thing basically we discuss. So mutually they discuss. These things are happening usually in the corporates. Okay, and that is done in a particular level, not in all levels. These kind of things are done in a particular level. With a particular higher level, but white collar workers generally apply kara jaye.
What written HR?
We also do bargaining. See, what I hire for your laborer ko, tamu dekhila ke kama karibe. Suppose shortlist kare ta sa discuss tomar kichi kama to kari jayegul. Ketna lobo? we basically ask sir 1000 टका चल 900 टका चल नहीं नहीं होबनी सर ओ 950 टका चल so at the end हो चल so we end with that are you getting the point we end with that prior to that we have selected the candidate अरे सी तो 950 टका केला तू कहीं 1200 टका कहू why you are telling higher rate तू भी से 950 चल so we basically go with that बुझी पारले पिला माने
Sir, what written last line? HR?
Yes, sir.
HR round or bargaining.
Acha, bargaining. Okay.
Bargaining is better one. These are all discussions. I'm a recruit selection discussion. You can name it as selection discussions. बुझी पारले पिला माने कितना पॉइंट है जो यूनिट रे अछि यथा अनदर इज योर ओरिएंटेशन and induction one promotion transfer हैला तीनटा क्वेश्चन आई लेफ्ट मोटे समय नहीं करबा पे नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल स्टार्ट विथ बिकॉज़ ऑलरेडी आई थिंक दिस इज द 5th क्लास आई एम टेकिंग सो नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल स्टार्ट विथ यूनिट 3 गुटे जिंस 10 दिन क्लास सरिला पर आपण माने रियलाइज करिवे अरे 10 दिन ने हमें एंटायर कोर्स ता सारी देला वी हैव कवर्ड ऑल निश्चित रूप से माइंड को आसीबो so that is what is the charm of the contact class that is what is the charm of a teacher they are well experienced in that so हमें एई जिंसटा को 100 टका रे सेल करछु एई जिंसटा को मध्य कम रे 100 टका रे सेल करछु that is what is the charm of personal contact program. Now, orientation induction, it is all about socializing the people or the newcomer in the existing system. We usually do it in all the cases. जितने नुआ लोग आसंती हमें तो कौन कर धरी की बोल देखे ये तो आसे जब company is not doing then the employee or the colleague basically start with that. ताकि बसे कि गोटे टाइप रे एमिति करेबे गोटे गेम करेबे बाते basically we do management game before starting of the training program. I have conducted many training programs in the corporate house where I do brainstorming exercises. Brainstorming exercises, so that what will happen? Depressing exercises I do. Depress your mind, set freeze we need to depress it. We need to break down. Ice breaking exercises I conduct. So this is all about your orientation and induction program usually done. This is what we do to socialize the newcomer in the existing system. बुझी परलो अभी तक के मैरिड जी अछंती एनीवन इज मैरिड कार भौणी बाहाई की भाउज अछंती बाहाई की कार संति के थिबे नाने केही ना सो आई कैन गिव ए गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ सोशलाइजेशन नांदी के
यस सर भौणी बाहाई
सब ना रही गलानी
आगो को अछि
सुनो मने पकाओ केमिति मन जानि सोशलाइजेशन सपोज तम घर को तमे नुवा बहु हे की गलो बा गुटे नुवा बहु तम घर को आसिला सो हाउ द ओरिएंटेशन एंड इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम्स आर कंडक्टेड जनरली सो प्रथम किछि दिन जीव जेतले बसिथिबो तमे जाई की बा के जदी तमर भाउज बसथिबे हां बा गुटे नुवा बहु बसथिबो घरे जने एल्डरली लोक आसीबो ए सुनो सी इज योर भाउज सी इज योर ननद सी इज योर जा सी इज योर माउसी सासू मौसा सासू सो that elderly person will start introducing all तम किछि बुझ न बुझ बिल्कुल ही ओने that is what दी दिन जाइथिबो कि नाही तृतीय दिन सेही एल्डरली लोक आउ लोक से तू आसे बहुत बसिलु आसे एटा रोला रोसई घर तू एया रोसई करिवु एमती करिवु एटा चावल सेटा डाली सेटा डेक्ची सेटा हंडी सेटा चुली this is all about your induction. So it is a practice of socializing a newcomer in the existing system so that you can feel a home away from home. Right? So this is all about your orientation, induction, promotion. हमें कोचे कि upward promotion है परे, downward promotion हमें. Promotion is by default upward, but merit promotion is there, and another is your dry promotion. कौन? अरे तू तो promoted है बोलो बढ़िया पैसा ना रे भाई. खाली पोजीशन चेंज हो गला पैसा नहीं that means you are not getting any extra emoluments or remuneration So organization also does that. What is that? Merit and with perks, or we can say with additional financial benefits. Another is that we give merit promotion. That is all about your drive. You will not get any. So you will need to define what promotion is and what are the types of promotion you need to define. Then similarly transfer, there are different type of transfers are there. आमे कहि परिबा कि one is your production transfer a production transfer. If we have started a new project, production or project transfer. Next is your replacement transfer. Production transfer, next is your replacement transfer. You are replacing someone and you are moving to that place. Next is your rotation transfer. Rotate. Okay, job rotation is there. So that you are, intra-rotation and inter-rotation within the department and from one department to another department. Next is your rotation transfer. Next is your what is that? Penalty.
Sir, you are not audible.
Penalty. Okay, तुमको 200 करागला से तुमको ट्रांसफर कर दिया. Okay, now these are the types of transfer: production transfer, replacement transfer, rotation transfer, and penalty. So, what is transfer? What are the types of transfer? You can write. So, this is all about your unit 2. With that, unit 2 is over. If any of is there, you can text me and I can answer or I can discuss. Is that okay? Okay.
Your voice is cracking.
Yes. If you need help, you can ask quickly.
सर ये लास्ट पॉइंट में जो कहले ओरिएंटेशन थारो ये प्रोसेस अंडर रे आछे
हां बा
Any doubt or shall I leave?
सर
Yes.
सर ओरिएंटेशन थारो आपको ट्रांसफर मतलब कहले एटा प्रोसेस अंडर रे आछे की
Which one? Transfer process I have not discussed. I discussed the types of transfer.
सर ट्रांसफर लास्ट पॉइंट